Hey everybody, this is Matthew and Ryan with Blackops. Again, we're going to, in this tutorial, discuss troubleshooting and some tips and tricks. So we're going to start right in with this one. I'm going to pretend like I'm the customer because I like pretending that I'm the customer because you're the expert and we're going to ask you all the hard questions. One of the hard questions that I might ask you would be when I'm firing the gun or when I'm trying to insert the CO2 cartridge, I'm getting gas leaking from this. So what's the deal?
Well, you've probably got obviously a O-ring that is either dried out on you for maybe rapid fire or something like that, or maybe it's just it could be damaged. Yeah. So what we're going to do to recondition this O-ring is we're going to take some silicone spray. We're going to spray it in here around the striker valve. We may push down on that. Obviously, we don't have a CO2 cartridge in here at this time, so we're going to push out and we're going to spray a little bit of silicone oil around here just to make sure that gets down inside there where that O-ring is. And then up at the top, we're going to do the same thing. And again, this is an area where you may just want to use a lot of silicone oil so that it's, set it on a paper towel so that it just soaks in real well, and leave that sitting there for anywhere between 24 to 48 hours. So let that really soak up. Yeah.
Do I need to get inside where the cartridge well is, where that's the puncture valve or the fill valve is?
There is going to be a fill valve in there, but typically your seals that are going to leak on this type of thing are going to be around this area here. But again, it's always a good practice just for normal maintenance to make sure that we're oiling all the points of entry for the gas.
All right, fantastic. So while we're on this subject, let's touch a little bit on what's the proper way to store it. Should I have a full cartridge in there when I'm storing it?
No, I recommend against that, obviously for reasons that it puts a lot of stress on those O-rings and can eventually make them burst or even damage the O-rings. So then you end up with a situation that the magazine will not be functional at the time.
All right. So we don't want a full cartridge. Do we want a cartridge in there at all?
Really, I like to have a cartridge in there, maybe just a little bit of gas. Well, say a little bit. If you're shooting your gun and then all of a sudden your slide won't come back anymore, that's the ideal area that you want to have that cartridge in. So that way it stores nice and neat, and it can help keep a little bit of pressure on those rings so it doesn't dry out, but it's just overall that helps maintain your gun a lot better.
Perfect. So moving on, let's say another issue is that I'm getting jammed BBs in the barrel. How do we take care of that?
Well, you got obviously you'll pull out a jamming rod, or maybe you can get these from typical any of your airsoft guns, and then obviously come in here, take this, pull this breech back, lock that, take this jamming end here, around jamming in, and shove that down in there. You don't need to be real violent with it, just nice and easy, and make sure that we clean that out. The BB should drop right out. Knock that home.
So what are some reasons why it would be jamming? Would the barrel be dirty, or what about that hop up inside?
Well, Matthew, it could be different things. If you're using what I call subpar BBs, cheap BBs.
Good point.
You want to make sure that you're using good BBs. Obviously, if you got your hop up turned way up, then that can cause a jamming situation inside.
Or way down, I guess.
Or typically if it's turned down, it's not going to be a problem. It's only if it's turned way up, then that nub inside that barrel comes up and it will restrict those BBs passing. So you'll end up with double feeds and things like that.
Interesting.
And obviously, rapid successive fire, which can cause BB jams and things like that.
Good enough. Well, those are a few of the troubleshooting tips we can give you this time. Stay tuned for some others as we come up with them. And as always, play safe and have fun.